Yeah, hi.
Okay, great. I said, hey, thanks for having me.
So thank you, Vinny, for giving me opportunity to interview you for my YouTube channel and podcast.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Happy to be here.
So I thought to tell about you and the work that you are doing to my audience.
Yeah, sure. My name is Vinny Sokalski. Right now, I'm currently in the midst of a pre-launch where we're launching Geeklist. Geeklist was the world's first social network, or the world's biggest social network for software developers and the technology community. Um, it's really cool. You could show off your achievements. You could do a whole ton of other stuff. We got a lot in store. So I don't want to say too much because we haven't launched just yet. A couple landing pages should be going up over this week. But yeah, I mean, I started my career out in a little bit of entrepreneurship as well. I started a media company at 18 after dropping out of college and trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. But it's been a pretty crazy ride. Before Geeklist, I was doing technical recruiting and um, you know, got a lot going on.
So that's an amazing idea. So when it is going to launch?
We hope to have up the landing page for the private waitlist for so people could claim their usernames and get access to the private beta launch. Hopefully this week.
So this is specially only for software developers and software engineers.
So that's our core user group. The tech community, the global tech community as a whole, will find value in it, but most of our user base, it's tailored, towards software developers and engineers.
So I can see you are into entrepreneurship from 18 age of yours.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I went to college actually for health sciences. I wasn't exactly sure what I was gonna do, and maybe physical therapist or I thought that's what I was interested in, right? I like science and thought that'd be a good idea, but figured out pretty quickly after a biology lab where I was counting sea monkeys for 3 hours that it wasn't for me. So yeah, I left the college I was at and started to try to kind of figure out what I wanted to do. Was taking classes at a local community college, and at that point, I wanted to just get my hands dirty with something. So I started doing some social media marketing for some local companies, and that just snowballed. Got some more customers, and I actually ended up uh, getting a customer from a larger, media company. And I had to call to get admin access to the website or rebuild the website. I was hoping they'd give me admin access. And that's when the founder of that company actually said, you know what, why don't you come to my office? I'd like to meet you. I've heard your name a couple times. I'm not sure what it would be about, but I would just like to put a face to the name and, see if we can't do something together. So, I went and met with him and we ended up starting a company together. And that was my first, dive into entrepreneurship. So yeah, it's been pretty crazy since then, but I feel like I cut you off. Did you have another follow-up question?
So technical recruitment, how is that?
Technical recruitment, it's a crazy time to be a recruiter right now. One, companies everywhere are really really struggling to find the talent that they need, especially developers and engineers. But even across the landscape, people who aren't developers and engineers, right? You have people in product, you have people in marketing. Um, there's a really really high demand right now, and even high demand for technical recruiters. Um, there's a lot that could be improved there, but it's definitely challenging. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's good. You help people. It's a lot of work, but it's like any other job. If you like what you do, you're going to be decent at it eventually.
Uh, you said you are also working for different companies.
Yeah, so I still do a little bit of consulting. Before I was doing technical recruiting off of I was still doing some marketing stuff and some media stuff, and I help out a couple different nonprofits, small nonprofits. I also am kind of the main marketing guy and tech guy for a pretty sizable commercial construction company. Um, so yeah, it's good. It kind of keeps me busy in the off time, which there really isn't much, but yeah.
Your background is different. Your background is non-technical, and you're into technical technology, and now you are into social media.
Hmm. Yeah, so I think when I kind of first started my journey out, that's something that I started to quickly realize that I wanted to be a lot more technical than I was. Um, and you know, it's a constant learning process, right? Especially for developers, engineers. Um, Technology moves so quickly that you can't afford not to constantly be learning. All right, there's new tools, there's new products, there's new, just frameworks and methods of thinking that come out every day, it seems like. So if you really want to be competitive, learning has to be, top priority.
So, what is your experience as a technical recruiter?
So I started technical recruiting at an agency called Vanderhouen in Portland, Oregon. Um, that was really really cool. I ended up doing pretty well. I was didn't really have a background in technical recruiting when I started, but because I had the background in media and marketing and was a little bit more technical than the average person, um, I transitioned really really well. I was on this track to be promoted within 9 to 12 months. Was able to do it within 3 months and uh, was able to work with company, really, really large company, hiring managers from really large companies, Fortune 100 companies, interface directly with them, meet some really, really smart people. And that was the coolest part to me about technical recruiting, right? Because you're speaking to new people every day and you're speaking to really, really smart people a lot of the times. Um, and you get to understand different aspects of different businesses. So again, back to that learning thing, that's the one thing that I really, really liked about technical recruiting. And the whole reason I actually went into technical recruiting, um, because a consultant that I really respected and had a mutual friend who recommended, like, yeah, you should really really talk to her. So we had like an hour long conversation, and I was kind of trying to figure out what my next step was, right? Because I was still doing some consulting and I wanted to launch my own thing, but I didn't quite feel ready yet. So she recommended going to technical recruiting because you get all that yet wide breadth of experience, and it was the best advice I've gotten in recent years. It's really really good.
So, talking with new people every day. So, how you are able to adapt yourself?
So that's a good question. There's not a ton to adapt. I don't think. It's more so preparation, right? If I know I'm going to be talking about a certain subject matter, um, one, I want to be knowledgeable enough to know whether the person that I'm talking to knows what they're talking about, right? So uh, that's the biggest thing. And then I think honesty is always the best policy as a recruiter, especially if you're an agency recruiter, right? And like, I'm not going to be running, code reviews or, code challenges or whiteboard challenges like that. Um, but I can definitely get an understanding of what they've done in the past. I could see if their work experience lines up. I could see if they have the soft skills to be able to communicate, in the necessary manner that's conducive to the team culture that's trying to hire. So it's really just orienting myself with the team that I'm hiring with, hiring for, and really making sure I understand the subject matter before I talk to somebody who's an expert in it.
So, can I say that experience made you to do whatever you're doing today?
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So, you know, Ruben Katz, who is the original founder of Geeklist, um, he actually reached out to me when we were both in this Twitter space, right? I believe it was like something to do with pitch practice or some venture pitch practice, something like that. So I kind of just was a fly on the wall and hung out and listened to other people pitch and um, built up my confidence a little bit. And I said, it's like, look, I don't actually have a startup right now, but here's what I'm doing, and here's a problem that has really been bugging me for quite some time. And here's a couple ideas that I've been working on and kicking around. Right, I did some surveys at that point, but it wasn't anything serious. And it had to do with that hiring piece, right? Because I struggled with it personally, right? Like trying to define what my career was going to look like, trying to figure out, what my next steps were, who I should connect with. It was really uh, a big problem of mine, and I know just from seeing other people online and talking to other people, like it was for a lot of other people as well. And the more I looked into it, right, the more I started researching, I was like, wow, this is actually a massive problem everywhere, right? So and it wasn't until I really kind of had my foray into recruiting that I got, was able to pull the blinds back and kind of see how a lot of different companies hire and get a, really good sense of what the problem looks like up close. So yeah, recruiting 100% definitely, led me to where I am today. But I think other pieces of my journey did as well, right? Because I wouldn't have gotten into recruiting if I didn't get into, media marketing and, sharpening up my sales skills and things like that. So it's been this serendipitous stepping stone path that has kind of led me to where I am today.
So software developers and software engineers. So what that particular point that is going to be extremely helpful with Geeklist?
So there's a lot. There's a lot. First and foremost, you're really able to share your achievements like you wouldn't be able to anywhere else, right? So we have something that's called an achievement card, right? So with the achievement card, you're able to uh, speak specifically about what you've done, who you've done it with, right, and what you used to build it, right. And the cool part is you have other people on the team or other people that you worked with. They're able to validate that, so it's easy to see whether anybody's telling the truth or whether they're inflating it a little bit or what have you. So that's the first thing. The other aspect is community, right? You're able to connect with people who are working with the same technology you're working with, or working in the same industry that you're working in. You're able to really connect, communicate, and collaborate in ways that other platforms I don't think facilitate very well. The other aspect is, for example, like something like LinkedIn, developers and engineers are getting bombarded with irrelevant job offers, and it's not an enjoyable place to be, right? Like you want somewhere where you actually enjoy the community, enjoy spending time there, and you get some value out of it. Again, I don't want to give too much away because we got a couple different things down the pipeline. But oh man, yeah, I wish this was like 2 weeks later, so we could talk a little bit more about it. But it's definitely something that's really really special. If you could check out the Twitter handle and see kind of how long they've been around, and even from the time they launched, they got some really 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 respectable developers. I mean, people that have done amazing things that absolutely love the platform, and that's always been our focus, making making life better for developers, making life better for people who build the technology that moves the world forward. So it's going to be really really cool. I wish I could tell more. I really wish I could tell you more, but I want to make sure we kind of get push those things to production first.
Yeah, I got you. So you as a technical recruiter, connecting with different top large companies, and that is a different job. And being an entrepreneur is a different job. So how you are able to be both?
So say that again. Interviewing and connecting with companies, like both being interfacing with the end client, the company, and then interfacing with the candidates.
uh, you are an entrepreneur today, so you are into a business. So
Mhm.
business is different from doing something
Oh, I
for
got
the
you. I got you.
company.
Yep. Yeah, no. So currently right now I'm not a full time technical recruiter. I'm fully working on Geeklist. So yeah, no, I'm not recruiting like I was before. I still get a lot of people that reach out, and I just kind of forward their contact information to recruiters I know from the companies I've worked at, and just from building up industry relationships. So I still help people get hired, but just don't get paid for it that much anymore.
So what do you think that there will be a lot of technical people who will be watching. So who wants to get into technology and technology world. So what tips or what thoughts that you will give to them to get into that?
hmm Sure. Well, the first thing I would if you're kind of in my if you find yourself in a spot where it's similar to like I was in when I was, younger, where you're just trying to figure out what your path is, but right, you're interested in technology, you want to get in technology, but you're not really sure where in technology, right? You're not really sure what you want to do. The first thing I would do is kind of sit down and figure out what the landscape looks like a little bit, right? So figure out what opportunities are there, what type of different roles there are, because there's a lot of non-technical people who work in technology, and they don't ever become developers, but they have really great careers, and they develop technology through different ways, right? So you could be a scrum master, you could be a product, you could be a product manager, you could be an analyst. There's a ton of different roles. So the first thing I would do is really figure out, all the different opportunities that are actually there, all the different, needs that companies have, and see which one speaks to you, right? There's a ton of different YouTube channels, and there's a ton of different people online you could connect with to get an understanding of what a day in the life looks like for these different roles. And with that, that goes with knowing yourself as well, right? Because they're inherently certain job positions or job titles, roles, that are more conducive to different people, right? Everyone has different personalities, different likes, different interests. So understanding what you actually like and enjoy, all that stuff, is really, really important before you make a decision about what you want to pursue. First, make sure you understand and know yourself, understand and know the landscape, and then make your plan.
Any particular memory that you cannot forget as a technical recruiter?
There, there's a couple. Um, yeah, there's a couple. Oh man, I don't know if I should share some of them. Yeah, let's not go into all the ones are all the ones that I have are funny. A couple ones that are really cool. Like helping. I helped a couple people just get like ridiculous raises. Um, and those are always cool. But all the ones that are of note, I don't want to expose anybody or track up skeletons. But you definitely see some funny stuff go down as a recruiter.
So at last, do you want to say anything to my audience?
Yeah, sure. I mean, thanks for watching. I thank you so and again to Sai, thank you so much for having me. Um, you know, I'd actually like to ask you a question, Sai. Give me what was the thought process behind starting this YouTube channel? What made you because I see you're very consistent with it, right? You interview a lot of different people. So where do you see yourself taking this channel? What do you want to do with it?
I'm inspired by Elon Musk, watching him doing a number of things, Hyperloop, SpaceX, a lot of very big things he's doing for the humanity. So I thought I want to do something like that. I have background of I did masters in software engineering and bachelor's in computer science and engineering. So this is something which is completely different from what I did, what my education is. So I thought I was interested what different people in different countries and different professions are thinking and about different things and different language speaking people, different accents, and coming from different cultures. Wanted to explore the mind. So I put the concept as exploring minds. So people explore space, people explore places, explore food. Like I want to explore minds. So trying to project what uh, like experts or normal people, like it's a mixture of everybody, like every
Mhm.
country, every human being. So it's just an observation that I want to put, and somebody may take something that will help them in personal growth in or in changing their path or something. It will help. And also talking with CEOs and talking with experts like you who are already in the industry, picking some questions and asking them. Somebody from anywhere on this planet, if they can get some point, if that helps, that will be a great thing. So that idea made me to start this.
I love it, man. I absolutely love it. That's so awesome. Exploring minds. I love the concept. Number one, exploring minds is like that's a really cool tagline. First and foremost, right? Like, but I think it's awesome. I see how consistent you are, and how responsive you are. Uh, I look forward to keeping in touch. I think you can do some pretty big things pretty soon. Keep plugging away. But yeah, man, we'll keep in touch. I'd love to come back.
So sure. Thank you, Vinny, for giving me your valuable time and spending your valuable words with my audience. So can I put this video on my YouTube channel with your permission?
Yeah, of course.
And also,
You
can I
got it.
put this audio and video clip on my
Put it
podcast
wherever you want.
website? Okay.
Put it everywhere.
You want me to share any web links of yours?
Yeah, sure. You could. I'm at Vinny Sokalski on pretty much every social, I believe. VINNY SOKALSKI. So yeah, you could tag that. I have a couple other links that should be going up shortly, but that's fine for now. I mean, I'm sure we'll stay in touch.
Yeah. Thank you again, Vinny.
Anytime. I'll talk to you later, man.
Bye.
Bye.